What does successful diversity in the workplace look like? Well, there's some local businesses already doing this, and I got to sit down and chat with a few of these community champions. I think you'll enjoy hearing and seeing what actually makes them inclusive workplace champions. Hi, my name is Tony McNeil and we're here in the Ashburton district and we're showcasing welcoming and inclusive workplaces. Behind me is Ashburton Contracting Limited, and I never realised the size and scope of this mid-Canterbury company or the diversity that exists within. We're going to visit Aaron and Steve who are going to tell us the ACL story.
Tony, welcome. Good to see you.
Yeah, you too. Hi guys, look, I said in my introduction out the front there that I never realised the size and scope of ACL. So tell us a bit about it. Just how big is it?
We've been going since 1995. We have currently about 130 staff, full-time staff working for the company. So yeah, we've got a big presence in the township.
Yeah. Horizontal construction, what on earth does that mean?
That's the pipes under the ground and services, new subdivisions, water mains, roads, concrete, aggregates. Predominantly we're Canterbury. The majority of the work is tendered. We do have some contracts. The company is also quite diverse, that we have got a workshop, a concrete plant, an asphalt plant, quarries.
Whilst you have that contract work, you also have contracts for reactive work, like in times of flood or if something goes wrong?
Well, particularly with our utility maintenance contract that we have with the Ashburton District Council, that's pretty critical. That's an important contract to ACL, and it's important to the community as well. We're the ones that keep the water going and the wastewater flowing. So the less you hear about that on the radar, in the news, that means that we're doing our job properly.
So I guess that 130 people, so I'd imagine in Ashburton, they're not all going to be Ashburtonites. So they're all from around New Zealand or even overseas?
Yep, I mean predominantly we're Ashburton, Ashburton staff. It's hard to get good people, and it's not through lack of trying. We get people from around the country, and we have some migrant workers, immigrant workers working for us as well, just because they bring the character and the skill set that we need to fulfil our role.
Age differences, cultural differences. So as a leadership team, how have you modified the way you manage or the way you lead?
Well, you're right about the age. I mean, we've got a high-end average age. I don't even want to guess what the average age is. But you know, these are guys that have worked for the company for a long time, and they bring that local knowledge and skill, and that skills, some of those skills that you can't teach, you know, that you've just inherently learned through your careers. As a management team, we nurture, and our culture is to develop our people and our processes, their skills, the value that they add to their roles.
How do you approach the younger set within your work?
I think it's a company-wide effort that together it develops the culture. The young guys or the millennials, they'll learn what's normal, what's acceptable, what is our culture, and how do we act and what is expected of us. You can't just tell someone what to do. It's about showing them and leading them through example. And I think ACL do that really well. Everybody's different, so the more we can support people on a personable level, the outcomes are always going to be positive.
So thinking about the diversity of your workforce, I guess, you know, if you are planning a function or you're putting drinks on for people, as we often do as a company, and there's new rules around that, of course. So how do you sort of be aware of who likes what and who can do what and who can eat what for eating?
I've got an Indian Sikh guy that works in my division, and he obviously doesn't drink, doesn't eat meat. It's just knowing your staff. I mean, knowing your staff, that's probably the key. It's not one size fits all, and if you know them and you respect them, you'll consider them, and it's what you do for a friend. It's what you do with, you know, it's just what a person should do. I think our industry as a whole is changing. It has to change. Look with the rest of the world. We do a lot with the well-being of our staff, their mental well-being and their health, working alongside the likes of Mike King. We've done a lot with mental health with our staff. Empowering each other to help one another is actually where it happens, and that it all ties back in with that culture thing, that he might be a worker or a co-worker that you work alongside with, but if you're looking out for them and thinking about them as a person, it self-perpetuates, it grows. That's what a culture does, it grows. So if you are creating that environment and supporting one another, that's when the good things happen.
So you've got a Facebook page as well, which I thought, what construction firm has a Facebook page? But you do.
Yeah. Yep. Facebook page, I mean, that's what social media is. It's our platform to show what we do, who we are, what our involvement is in the community, and I think that's where ACL is a cornerstone in this district. What we do with our staff, with our people, with the community, with sporting initiatives and sponsorships. It's a long list. It's more about our story rather than our service or product. It's who we are, not what we do.
It's quite abundantly obvious that now running a big business like this, it's not just about what happens at work, but there's obviously a portion of your concentration that has to go to people and their families outside the workplace.
Well, that's all part of it. That's a well-being thing. It's holistic. It's not just come and do your job, we'll pay you, go home and we're done. If you're not happy at home, it reflects in work. If you're not happy at work, it reflects at home. So we're quite conscientious. We're doing a collaboration with Work Well, which focuses on health and well-being. They're all important things. That it's all part of one jigsaw puzzle.
You've got 130 staff. Totally different types of people, from young to the older workforce to migrant workforces. So what's been the outcome of that?
It's been terrific. I mean, we've got a family, and family obviously has a wide range of people in it. Everybody gets on. Yeah, we have our day-to-day issues like any construction company, but all in all, everybody just gets on and works. It doesn't matter whether you're young or old or from China or whatever, it doesn't make any difference. Everybody gets on. It's been great.
From an outsider looking at a construction firm, you must feel quite proud for what you're achieving and the culture that you've actually driven.
Oh, absolutely, Tony. You know, it's you kind of look at some jobs. I was on a job yesterday where I was just follow-up. We hadn't been there for 6 months, and I just called him. The guy cold called him, and he was over the moon with the work we'd done, and he just talked about some of the people that we had on site, and he says, "Oh, look, next year," he says, "I've got some other stuff I want you to come back and do." You know, and from a business point of view, that's terrific, you know, and it makes you feel very proud to be part of ACL.
Aaron, Steve, look, thank you so much for having me here. It's just been an absolute pleasure to talk about ACL, and I think we've got some really great stuff to share. Thanks.